That's a loaded question because there's so many variables with why your taxes go up and so many different reasons it could be. It could, range from your values going up. It could be a millage rate increase, or even if there's an exemption or you no longer have an exemption.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Conversation with Nancy, the podcast that consistently delivers knowledge to empower you, one conversation at a time. And I'm thrilled today to be joined by our tax collector, Miss Nancy Milan. Nancy, how are you?
I'm great and so excited to have these podcast series where we are able to connect with our customers as well and all of the residents of Hillsborough County, informing them of all we do and getting them better prepared for the next visit.
Absolutely. And yes, we're joined today by Daniel from our Processing Operations Office. Daniel, how are you today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Thanks for being here. And the timing is great because, as you know, we're about to start property tax season very soon. So today we're going to talk about, Daniel, you oversee a lot with answering frequently asked questions, from our customers. So let's talk a little bit about that today.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So since we're entering property tax season, I know we get a lot of frequently asked questions, one of which is about the property tax installment plan. So Nancy, can you tell us a little bit about what the property tax installment plan is and what the schedule looks like?
Well, I think this is one that Daniel and I are going to share answering, but I will say that there's many ways and options that we have to pay property taxes. While most of us are used to paying through our mortgage companies, they automatically pay our taxes once a year. However, if you no longer have that mortgage, then we have several different options, and installment payments being one of those, and Daniel could probably explain it a lot better than I can.
So just to kind of give a little background on how that installment plan works, our customers, if they're installed or have they applied for that installment plan, they'll be able to accept or take payments of our property taxes on our end quarterly. So they'll be able to make 4 quarterly payments instead of one larger annual bill, which could make it a little bit difficult. So it makes it dividing it up a little easier. Now, it is important for them to know that the bill will be available as of June 1st. So the customer has, or the residents have, until June 1st up until July 31st to make that payment. But we do incentivize, we do advise that, hey, go ahead and make that payment as soon as possible in June. Not only does that allow you to stay on the plan, but also they get the benefit of that 6% discount.
Perfect. Yes.
Daniel, I remember, though, something that I think is important is that when you first get on the plan, you have to kind of anticipate what you're going to do for the following year, right? Because that's not something that you get your bill in November and then you automatically want to do an installment payment. Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely correct, Nancy. So that is something you have to plan ahead. So when the tax roll opens up in November, you have to plan ahead because that bill is not going to be able to be paid in installments. You're going to sign up now, and then your future tax bill is the one that's going to be divided out into those 4 quarterly payments.
Perfect. And I'm understanding too that and to y'all's point, the biggest piece is to make sure that you stay on the plan is to pay on time, correct?
Correct.
Great.
And then we also want to make sure too that they get those discounts. So just because you opt to be in an installment payment plan, you might wonder about your discount. Well, you still have opportunities to take advantage of discounts.
You do, absolutely. So every quarterly payment has a separate discounted amount. The June is the 6%, which again is the most important one for them to make, so that way they can stay on the plan and they can go ahead and make those other 3 payments. Averaged out, it's about 4%, a little bit less, so you still get a bigger discount if you pay in November, but you still do enjoy a benefit of discounted amounts throughout those 4 quarterly payments.
And once you're on the plan, you don't have to reapply to stay on the plan for the remainder, correct?
That's correct. That's the benefit. As long as you make that June payment, you continue to stay on the plan.
Wonderful. All right, next question that we have of our frequently asked questions, and I'm sure you guys get this one a lot, is my property taxes have increased. Why is that? Can you guys talk a little bit about that?
That's a loaded question because there's so many variables with why your taxes go up and so many different reasons it could be. It could, range from your values going up. It could be a millage rate increase, or even if there's an exemption or you no longer have an exemption. Would you not say that, Danny?
Yeah, I totally agree, Nancy. And a few things to consider is, did you recently purchase your property? And when we say recently, we don't mean within the first year. It could be within the first 2 to 3 years. Within that time frame, have you recently purchased your property? You could see that the value of your home, what it is evaluated now, differed from what it used to be, causing that difference in assessment. which could be that difference in property taxes that you see as well. Another factor to consider is, have you made any improvements on your home? Have you added that new pool that you wanted? Have you made those major improvements that increase the value of your home? So those are things that we all, the residents will need to take in consideration as to why their property taxes have probably increased.
Definitely lots of points to consider then, correct?
Absolutely.
Yes. So next question we have, I've paid off my home. What now? Nancy, can you talk a little bit about
Well,
that?
I think Daniel has the answer to that one, but we would all say congratulations for paying off your mortgage payment, right?
Absolutely. That is definitely something, a very important step, and something that we all would like to get to there. So congratulations to the residents that have done that. And really, in their case, not much changed. They're still going to get an annual bill in November, just typically like they did when they were with the mortgage company, except it's not going to say do not pay on there anymore. So it's now their responsibility to make that payment. So we suggest for our residents to go online to our website, hillstax.org. They can sign up for e-bills. Also, while they're there, they can go ahead and make their payment electronically. We do also incentivize and let them know that by paying in November, you get the biggest discount. You get that 4%. So while they're there, they can go ahead and enjoy that 4% discount.
I think another added note is that because you didn't receive a bill does not exempt you from paying that bill. As property owners, and according to statutes, that we all have the responsibility to know that our bill is due and payable on November 1st, regardless of whether you received it or not. So we encourage folks to, if you haven't received it, to make that phone call, check online. Again, Danny said that you can check on our website for that information. You can email us, but please reach out if you did not receive it. You can get it and pay it online. So we've made it super easy for paying online immediately. So please, if you have questions, make sure you give us a call or look it up.
Thank you. I was going to ask you that question actually because I was curious about that myself. So next question we have is for Daniel. If I receive my bill and it's in the previous owner's name, why is that, and do I need to do something about it?
Yeah, that's a good question. And it could be a little confusing, especially if you're a first-time home buyer and you get this bill and you're like, why is it in the previous owner's name? So it's just a timing issue. Our office receives from the property appraiser's office a certified roll. We receive that every October. So the property appraiser has to stop making changes to that roll in order for them to prepare to send it to us. So if you purchase your home June, August, September, it probably is not going to be on that roll, but that's okay. The customer can still go online. They can still make their payments. They can pull up their property information as well, and they have all the same benefits of the 4% discount as they normally would. Next year, when the new certified roll comes out in October, that information will be updated on our website.
Wonderful. Thank you, Daniel. And thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you so
Nancy,
much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you all for joining us today. We do have a lot of really great resources on our website at hillstax.org, including a convenient Understanding Your Property Tax Notice area where it walks you through each section of your bill. So we encourage you to check that out. And thank you all for being here today.